Hello, footies, and welcome to episode 732 of the wonderful Foot in Review podcast. Clash of the Content Titans. Thunder cracks, a pack opening explodes, and somewhere in the heavens, EA servers lag for absolutely no reason, while a confused Minotaur disconnects mid-match. Welcome to the world of EA mythology, where titans clash, heroes rise, and somewhere in the shadows, a Cyclops is still trying to aim a finesse shot with one eye. I'm your host, Chris, aka GPM, mythological being of banter, part genius, part chaos, and fully capable of sending your coins into the abyss faster than a Hydra grows heads. My pack luck, cursed by Medusa herself. One look and everything turns to stone, including my club. Joining me in this legendary tale is, first up, gliding in smoother than a Pegasus on a fast break. It's Graeme, aka Homer, the most chilled out figure in all of EA mythology. While the rest of us are battling like Spartans, he's lounging with the Sphinx himself, solving riddles. Is this gameplay or just pain? Calm, wise, and somehow unbothered by everything. And then, boom! Storming in like a fire-breathing chimera with a grudge, it's Neil, aka Bullseye, a fiery force of pure mythological chaos. If there's a delay, he's raging. If there's scripting, he's calling it out. If a shot is missed, somewhere a Cerberus is barking in fear. Passion, fury, and absolutely zero patience. Anyway, today's battle awaits us. So in the first half, we step into the labyrinth with the Trophy Titans promo, where legends return, stats are boosted to mythological levels, and your team gets lost faster than Theseus without a guide. After the entertainment, we unveil the sacred skull of the top 5 attacking FC playstyles. Skills so powerful, even the Spartans are worried. And in the second half, we journey into the underworld, past Cerberus himself, to answer the question, why are content creators leaving the game? Is it burnout, the grind, or has the game become a myth no one believes in anymore? So grab your embryos, avoid eye contact with the Medusa, keep your controls away from the rampaging titans, because this is the Foot in Review podcast, where legends are debated, metas are questioned, and Neil might actually summon a storm. Let the myth begin. Gents, how are you? Let's start with Graeme. How are you, my friend?
I'm absolutely brilliant, and after that lovely introduction, where I'm quite surprised given that you went all Greek mythology and you didn't use Homer himself in the Odyssey.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm brilliant. Thank you very much. How are yourself?
I am good, mate. And we're also joined by the God of War himself. It's Neil. How you doing, mate?
Evening, everybody. Happy Easter to you as well. I'm doing great, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
I love the way you've got my character to a T. You must have spoke to my wife over the past few weeks, I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely. No, actually, it's almost a month till we actually visit the wonderful island of Crete. We get to meet Marius and his amazing family, so I thought it would be ideal, especially with the promo that's out tonight. So before we start the first half, though, let's talk about our week, how it's been. So, Graeme, let's start with you. How's your week been in FC?
Very little. Took a bit of break gameplay wise. Still been doing SBCs, but just real life, and I've been trying to play a few other games. Just took a little break because I'm struggling to find games at the moment. Like in divisions, rivals, other things. The only place I could really get games was online seasons for some reason. Don't know if it's a geographical thing. So took a bit of break. Was playing Cyberpunk for a bit, but obviously this new promo's out, looks quite good. So I'll get back on it this weekend.
And yourself, Neil, how's your week been?
Been the opposite. I found it quite hard. I've been trying to get the season tied up. I've got to myself to just short level 26. Just been battering game modes and playing it. So I've got all of I can. Getting the team to try out. Pack some quite hefty packs, but as I'm so impatient, as you've already pointed out, I just opened them before any of the new promos. I tried to pack some of the Road to the Knockout stuff. I didn't really pack anything good. But I got a perfect gauntlet in the 4-game gauntlet, so I was really happy and really, frankly, proud of myself for doing that. I was really chuffed. My rewards weren't great from it, but to get a perfect gauntlet for somebody like me is a big achievement.
No, that's absolutely amazing. I must admit, I have to say, I'm a bit like Graeme there. I've struggled for games, and then when I've come up with the games, I seem to either have lost the will how to play, or lost the skill, even the will how to play the game. I had 4 rival wins to get to the maximum rewards, and it took me 3 days, and a few rows for losing my temper a couple of times. I don't know what it was. Difficult to get a game. I mean, I don't know if you guys have found this, but certainly this week, I find a lot of people are delaying the actual start of the game and watching every single, sort of intro to it, watching the team. I don't know if you guys have any understanding of why that would be. I don't know, Graeme, have you thought anything about that? Have you noticed it even?
Not this week per se, but since just before Team of the Year, people have started doing it more often. It is a good tactic. I know it's annoying. Not everybody likes it, but I would say it is a good tactic. Get a quick drink of water, wipe your hands if you're a bit sweaty, things like that. It's good to maybe just quickly stand up, fix yourself, reset your mind and everything, and get going again. It's not great for the other person, but from your own point of view, you're there to win the game. So it's not the nicest thing, but I get why people do it. But it's been going for a while. I think a lot of people, John preaches it when he does the coaching, with foot coaching. I know a few other coaches that sort of preach it as well. So maybe people getting coaching, I don't know. But it's just a sort of standard tactic. But who knows?
I mean, Neil, you're legendary for your patience. I mean, does it annoy you, or do you just let it slide by?
I quite like knowing. I don't know if it's just me, but I think sometimes you get a good kind of grasp of what kind of player you're going to play against by looking at their team. As soon as you start seeing champs badges and cosmetics and team of the year badges against them, I just think I'm going against a proper noob that doesn't give up. Or if I see a 4-4-1-1 with Pfeiffer on one wing and Pina and Wilson, I want to quit the game sometimes before I've started because I know what kind of player I'm going to be playing against. So I don't mind it. It doesn't really bother me.
Cool. So I know it's been a tough week for me. But what I'll do, guys, is we'll start to move on very quickly to this promo. I won't spoil it for anybody, but let's see if the referee will start the first half. So, gents, we've got Trophy Titans out. I mean, when you look at it, I think the first word comes to my mind is wow. But you guys are the experts, so let's start with Graeme. Graeme, what's your thoughts very quickly before we dive into the players? What's your thoughts on this promo?
It's the second year of this one now, so I like the cards. They're nice. They're really striking. Something different. Most of the cards bought a free play styles now, so it's ramping up to catch up with the Team of the Year cards, bridging that gap towards Team of the Season. So a lot of them look really, really good. Very pricey, but really good.
And Neil, very quickly for you, a very quick overview of the teams in terms of what you've seen in terms of the card style, or is there anything there particularly
Card style's lovely. I think the biggest thing I take from it is how Evo centric it seems to be. So they've brought a lot of baby icons out along with the prime icons. So the last time they done Trophy Titans, they had a couple of baby icons, if I remember rightly. There was a baby Philip Lamb, it comes to mind. But I don't think Evos were out for the last Trophy Titans. I think it was 3 years ago, was it? But there's a lot of cards in there, 88, 89 rated, and there's 1 or 2 90, which might say that the power curve might be pushed up a bit for Evos potentially in the next few weeks, going up to 90 rated. I've just started 89s. It seems to be very Evo centric, which is what I take from it. Some of the cards look lovely. You wouldn't complain about packing nearly any of them, would you?
No, not at all. So let's dive into the cards, and it will be difficult. And for everybody we record here on a Friday night, the promos just dropped, so prices are high. But let's start with heroes then. We'll go with yourself, Graeme. In terms of the hero squad, is there anything there you look at and think, that's value? I won't put a limit on the coins. I think we're late in the stage of the game now. Hopefully most people got a decent coin balance there. Is there any player that you think that's absolutely the one I'd love to pack?
For sort of reasonable price, I'd say Andrea Barzagli, the centre-back from Serie A. It's about 100k. He's got every defensive play style that you really want. He's got ping passing, a long ball that helps. Stats-wise, really good. If money's no option, then I think Ramirez is probably the absolute pick of the bunch. He's 2.8 million, but it just looks like an absolute weapon of a card that I don't think there's pretty much any place he can play in midfield. Obviously, cards limited, he can't play left mid, but if you played him CM right mid, I'm pretty sure they would do a job for you no matter what.
I mean, 93 rated, 2.8 million coins. It's no cheap. When we get to into the icons, we'll see it's no super expensive as well when you compare with then. We're at that stage of the game now, though, that we're all starting to talk about team of the season. Do you see this card lasting you that length of time into team the season where you'd invest the 2.8 million?
Short term, yeah. To cover you up until then, come team of the season when everybody's going to be boosted, have free play styles, I think he might get it might be dwarfed quite quickly, but he has all the right stats. He's got great play styles. So for the short term, if you're not worried about your coins and losing coins, he's probably up there with the top 5 midfielders, I think. But long term, once team of the season, because he's 93 rated, evils are going to be a long time before you're going to get anything to fit him. Time team of the season comes around, I think you're going to find a lot better cards done. But for now, if you're not interested in coins, he'd probably be an absolute beast for you.
And Neil, is there anything in here in terms of the heroes when you have a look at it and go, yeah, I'd really like to pack that that maybe Graham's not picked out?
All physical strikers are making a comeback in the game, or making a sort of return. Fernando Morientes, he's a hero, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a hero.
Yep. I was just looking at him.
He's a hero. He's got free. He's 94 rated. He's 840k. Free playstyles. He's got low driven plus, rapid plus, and first touch. To me, he looks really good. He doesn't have any. He's got precision header. So if you do play that sort of tall man meta, or is anybody trying to play that tall man meta, he looks a really good card. 92 pace. For a guy who never had 92 pace in real life, this is a great bonus. I think he looks really good there.
I mean, again, 94 rated is a fairly decent rating on that one. If you were to play him, so if we look at him info-wise, he can play plus is advanced forward, poacher, and also target forward. What would be the kind of play?
You'd be playing him target forward. I'd be trying him at target forward, certainly, using his physicality, especially against Bruiser, which everybody has now got a grasp of and using it. So you need players that can try and combat that or use the Enforcer as such. Does he have Enforcer? Just want to double check that.
Silver, yeah.
He does, yes. He's got Silver Enforcer. So if he gets the ball to his feet and he's got first touch plus, not a lot of people are going to get the ball off him. People will get annoyed and spam Bruiser and they won't be able to get the ball from him. It'd be a good option.
Certainly with the 3 playstyles, it looks quite a good card. There's from an evil point of view, is a player like Bompastor at 16,000 coins, 89 rated. Maybe a little bit difficult to evo at the moment, but is that a card that you'd maybe think of investing in or just keeping your eye on, or is that just a no for you guys? So let's go with you, Graeme.
I packed that.
All right, okay. What would you think, Graeme, yourself?
Well, she's 89 rated, so an evil should be. A lot of them were 89, but they dropped them back to 87 this week. So I reckon 89 evil should be around the corner around now. I think there is one tonight that is 89 rated, but I don't think. She's got left mid, so she might actually fit in it. For 15k, it's what this discard price. So if you're looking, why not take a gamble and see if you can evo something better? But I think at this stage there's better left backs than her, but there's certainly nothing wrong with for 15k, taking a gamble, buy one, see what comes out and see what you can make of her. But I think there's better left backs already.
The fact that she's got Bruiser, gold Bruiser, does that make her that bit better, Neil, for your point of view?
I think it's the evil thing being 89 rated. How many evos are going to start going into free playstyle plus evos? And I think we've got a wee bit of time to wait for that to come. So Bruiser plus, Quick Step plus are really good fullback options. She doesn't have Tiki Taka, but it's really picky. She's got good playstyles. She seems to be a very good player. I feel as if I've been playing Marcelo now for 3 years, never mind 3 months. So I wouldn't mind replacing him. It might be something to look into and try out. It really depends on what evos they bring out over the next week. If they're going to start bringing out a couple of 89 rated evos to fit these cards, some of these cards could be interesting. If they bring out one every week, every Friday, we're going to be waiting a long time.
Okay. So, I mean, in terms of, let's give it a little bit of a rating then, because it's quite a fun promo in terms of an icons and heroes. If you looked at the heroes, Graeme, and you were to give them a score out of 5, what would you give this squad?
Just for the heroes only, I'd probably go 6.5.
6.5 out of 10. So 6.5 for you. So above halfway then. So a fairly decent one, not too bad. What about yourself, Neil? What kind of score would you give out of 10 then?
Probably the same, 6 or 7. I think it'll all depend on the pack rate. promos look great, don't they? We talk a lot on a Friday about how good a promo looks, and then we get to the Wednesday, Thursday, and we can't wait to see the back of it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it depends. I think if you're going to be packing any of these cards, it's probably going to be heroes. Minus Ramirez, you won't be packing him, or Hazard. But they look okay. Vialli looks decent again. For some reason, he doesn't get the justice he probably should get from real life, but he looks a decent card. He's only 40k. Berbatov is 65k, tall striker, doesn't have the physical as much. Some of them look okay. Barzagli's a new card, isn't he? He's just been added. He'd be a decent card as well. So, yeah, they look okay.
Definitely. So, yeah, for Barzagli, Graeme, with your Serie A, then is he going to be in this week?
Probably not, being honest. I was lucky and I got Footbuff de Bastoni. And trying to remember who my other centre back is. He's not there for me just yet, but he's 89 rated. So if I can pick him up for a little bit less than he's 98k at the moment. So if I can get him for a little bit less and hope for another Evo to come out, possibly, but he wouldn't be in my team right now. It's more of a gamble and wait sort of card for me.
Definitely. So, guys, we'll move to the top of the shop, then we'll move to the icons. There is, by the looks of it, baby ones, as you could call them, and also the top tier ones as well. So, looking at that squad, and again, I'll let you guys pick whatever players you want to talk about. It's absolutely no problem at that stage of the game now. So, let's start with you, Neil. If you were to pick out, say, let's go with one of the top level icons and then one of the kind of baby ones as well. Let's start with you first, with your two.
If I was to go top level, I did the Emilio Butragueño SBC Team of the Year, and he's still unbelievable. And I love him to bits. He's such a good card. So he's going for a cheap 2.4 million coins at the moment. He's free playstyle pluses now, 93 rated, technical plus, rapid plus, and he's got finesse plus. My 92 one had technical plus and low driven plus, and it was a great combination to beat defenders. They would turn really fast, he could dribble and bang bang, low driven away. So it'd be good to see him with the finesse plus. He doesn't have any low driven whatsoever anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Rapid plus and the technical, he'll be able to weave in and out defenders. He looks like an outstanding. He'll be a class outstanding card. He's always got good cards in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So if anybody can pack that, they'd be really, really happy.
And then if we were to push you on a baby one as well?
I packed Baby Nesta from the guarantee pick. He looks reasonably good. 88 rated. He's only worth 40,000 coins, mind you, but he's got base quick step. Oh, sorry, gold quick step, gold intercept. Every defending playstyle, ping, pass, base, silver as well. If you can fit into an Evo relatively soon, he's got 87 pace, which again is pretty decent. For the pick of the baby ones, for me personally, there isn't that many that I can have come out. So I'll probably stick with Nesta. Nesta looks good just for the fact that I've packed him. Might be potential.
Mm-hmm. And then yourself, Graeme, if you were to pick a top tier one and then a baby one as well?
The two real standouts would be Thuram and Hullet, but for me, the one that I'd really want is El Capitano, Francesco Totti. I just love Totti as a player. And looking at his card, there's not real many faults you can find on it. He's got so many great stats. He's got low driven, he's got rapid technicals, he's free golds, he's got finesse, he's got power shot, incisive, long ball, tiki taka, first touch. He looks brilliant as a shadow striker or playmaker sitting behind as a cam. If I could pack any, he would literally be the top of the bunch for me. Baby wise, I've already packed Baby Shearer and he looks really, really good. So Campbell's baby card does look pretty good as well, but I'd say I'll go with Shearer since I packed him. Mm-hmm. He's got power shot and low driven, finesse is silver, tiki taka, precision header, first touch, quick step. Stats are good, not amazing, but he's 88 rated, so if there's an Evo somewhere down the line that he fits in, he could potentially become a lot better card than what he is already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, interesting that nobody picked, say, for instance, Zizi. Nobody picked Zidane. Is a reason for that? I mean, I know he's 7 million coins, and the chances of probably seeing him are extremely difficult. But is there anything that made you guys swerve away from that? Because he's always a good, fun card to use. He's an icon of the game, and in the full sense of the word. For you, Neil, have you used him much, or is it just, it's just not your type of card.
That Zidane from last year was the best card in the game for months. I absolutely loved that card. Played it it was free as well. It was just so good. The dynamic image in this one is so cool as well. So I'd be over the moon, frankly, if I packed him to play McCam, because he was such a cool player, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
There's no faultless, no defensive play styles, but who wants to defend with Zidane? You know, what a player.
And Neil, sorry, Graeme, for your point of view, the Ronaldinho card, I know he's extinct at the moment. I mean, is that a card for your sort of style of play you would enjoy using, or is it just no your type?
He's not my cup of tea, if I'm being honest. Like, I've used him in a few drafts. I've never had him in my main team, but any time I have used a Ronaldinho, it's just not a card I've ever really got on with. Like the trickster, the fancy, like skillful cards, like where you really need to be in tune with like skills and all the dribbling like mechanics to get the best of them, isn't really my sort of player. I like to like more pass and move than dribble and run at people per se. So it looks a great card, same as like Zidane, but it's just cards that I've personally never really got on with. So that's why I looked elsewhere.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then if I was just to pick one more card before we quickly move on, the Hierro card, 93 rated centre back. I look at his playstyles, anticipate plus, bruiser plus. Okay, he's no super quick, but again, for your point of view, Neil, would you take a punt at 400,000 coins on that card?
I was going to sort of make a point based on what you've just. There's cards in this game that really bug me. I don't know if it's a community thing or what. The Hierro in real life, it was a really good footballer, great defender, great player. He was Spain's top scorer for years. But they seem to get dragged through the mud in this game. Like Veron, for instance, I've just looked at his cards. This guy, everyone would pack Veron and say, "Oh, it's Veron, he's crap." 17k. What a player he was in real life. 100k for Hierro. The 85 pace puts me off. But if I packed him, I probably wouldn't complain. But it looks an okay card. Despite him being 93 rated, 94 defending. I don't know. I don't know if I'd take a punt off.
I assume you're in the same boat then, Graeme, with that one.
At the moment, I would miss him. His base icon cards at the start of the game's normally pretty decent. This one, I just think there's far better cards out there, especially after Foot Birthday. There's probably cards that you've made better than him. Unfortunately, like, he's not a patch on the Bastonia I made. The Showdown Ronald Araujo's probably far better as well. He's a good card, so if you don't have any of the absolute top tier cards that are already out, like, it would make a good card for you. He's got Anticipating Bruiser Gold, he's got Intercept Silver, Block Silver. He's got good playstyles. Like I said, there's cards that I already have that are far better than him, so I wouldn't be wasting what coins I do have for him.
Yeah. I'll just say as well, he's got Dead Ball Silver, which I'm happy at because he loved a free kick. He loved to hit a free kick in his day.
Yeah, no, definitely. So guys, again, as we did with the heroes, let's do it with icons. If you were to give a score out of 10, we'll start with you first, Neil. What would you give this promo out of 10?
I'd give it maybe 8, maybe. Really good card. It depends on if you're going to pack any of them. I mean, any promo is rubbish until you pack one of the big players, then it's the best promo of the year for you, isn't it? It just depends what you pack. It looks really solid. You wouldn't even complain if you packed Prince with free playstyle process at 250k. There's some nice cards here to be packed, yeah.
And Graeme, after probably the misstep that was Road to the Final promo, do you think EA's come back with a little bit of a bang, and what kind of score would you give it?
I'd say about 7.5, 8. Obviously, we didn't even discuss Alex Morgan and Cantona and a few others, so I'd say maybe an 8. It's not 10 out of 10, it's not 9 out of 10, but I think 7.5 is a little bit low, given that it gave the Heroes 6.5. So I'll go 8 because there is just some absolute beasts there, regardless if I get on them or not. But yeah, 8.
Perfect.
It's a good comeback.
Again, to our wonderful listeners, let us know what you think the promo score is for the heroes and the icons. You know, hit us up on our socials. You'll find us on all the socials. Please leave a 5-star review. on the podcast or service you use. And every comment you leave on the underneath the podcast, we do our very, very best to reply to. And if you really want to join us in our wonderful Discord, hit us up at patreon.com/futinreview. And there's always loads happening in there as well. But guys, the referee has now brought the first half to an end. So we'll start. Everybody loves this bit. We'll start our first half entertainment. And what we're going to do, guys, I'm going to give you playstyle pluses for an attacking player, whether it be probably a striker. Let's stick with a striker because there's so many playstyles it would be difficult to pick the top 5. But let us start with the best attacking playstyle. So, Graeme, I'm going to go with you first. So you get 3 picks tonight, and Neil, you get to pick 2 of them. So the first one for you, Neil, from an attacking point of view, is technical plus. Where would you put that rank between 1 and 5? Sorry.
Glad there's 2 this time because I get really screwed over the last time around doing it myself. Technical plus is really good, but it's one of the ones where I think it's like the second row, like if you're doing a tier list sort of thing. I'll go 4.
4.
Because I reckon there's a dodgy one in there that could go 5.
Well, I didn't actually pick this. I'll be honest with you. I asked ChatGPT to give me the top 4 and the worst one, so we can blame AI if it all goes wrong. So technical plus is in at number 4. So Neil, let's go with you. We will go first touch plus. So we've talked about that with the the Morentis car, wasn't it? So the striker. So a striker having first touch plus. Where would you put that between 1, 2, 3, and 5 now?
There's going to be 3 better playstyles. There's got to be. I'm putting it 5, dead last.
Okay. Now, we did just say on one of the cards there that was quite an important thing, having the first touch plus. What is it about that you don't particularly want for your striker, or wouldn't really go for it for a first choice?
It's not that I wouldn't go for it as a first choice, but if I had a striker and I only had 2 playstyle pluses to choose from, I would be choosing 2 other playstyles before I chose first touch. And that is the main reason for it. I would have it as a silver, happily.
Okay, so back to you, Graeme. So 1, 2, and 3 now. We're into our top 3. For you, it is finesse shot plus.
Number 1.
Simply, what is the reason for that? From a man who loses many finesse goals, what is it for your point of view that you like about it?
It's just the all-round best finishing playstyle to use. You can use it in the box, out the box, from the side of the box. Like there's nowhere that you can't use it where it's not a deadly weapon. Like low driven's good, but if you're outside the box, you're then got to then try to add that to the power shot, to a low driven power shot. So it's just its versatility, the fact you can use it anywhere in the box, whether it's right in front of the goal or maybe a little bit in. It's just so good. Mm-hmm. There's no negative to it.
No, it is one of the worst goals to lose as well. It's one of me makes me throw my controller away. But so that is at number 1. So for you, Neil, is power header plus. Either 2 or 3.
I'm gonna. Do you know what? It's a great. If you play a certain way, it's a fantastic tool to have. There's a couple of strikers out there that are proper deadly with it if you know how to use it. I'm not very good with it myself, so I'll put it at number 3. But it's not the worst playstyle you can have. If you've got a tall striker like a Crouch or who did we mention? Morientes, Berbatov, Onuachu, Paul Onuachu has been one that's been used in a lot of pods and stuff like that. It's a cool playstyle to have, but it's not the best.
Okay, Graeme, that leaves you with number 2. So hopefully you agree with this one, and that is a quick step plus.
I think number 1 is pretty much clear choice. Yeah. From 2 to 5, I think you can change them any way around, to be honest. So 2 it's all right.
Mm-hmm.
Golden Bappy's still usable with quick step plus, so it's good enough for me.
So guys, that is that. We'll give you a little bit of insight as well into it. So it was a little bit longer than normal. So our number 1 playstyle for an attacking player is finesse shot plus. Then it's quick step plus, power header plus, technical plus, and at the very back is first touch plus. So thank you so much, guys. I didn't try and put a sting in the tail for you there, and it was interesting as we talked earlier about how power headers starting to come back into the game with tall strikers as well. So that is really interesting. But the referee is bringing the players back out, so we're about to start the second half. So let's start our second half. So guys, this is one that I'm not very good with, and I'm going to let you guys talk about it. Is we're seeing a lot certainly I use social media has been mostly X. A lot of content creators sort of leaving the game or slating the game and saying the game's dead. So, Graeme, for your point of view, can you maybe just tell us a little bit of history about it?
How far back do you go? Every game that we've ever had, it's either chalk or cheese. It's the best game, the worst game, and that flip-flops from month to month. But sort of around this time of the year, depending on how bad the game is, in your opinion, a lot of the content creators will come out and go, this is the worst game, it's dead, so on and so forth. Sometimes it's after team of the season that they pull this card. This year they've went a bit early. The last couple of promos have been a bit meh. They haven't been really exciting for whatever reason. I can't really get my finger on it. A lot of people are really talking down the game as well. I generally don't think the game is as bad as some people say it is. There's plenty of worse games that's been out, and which is quite funny and ironic and hypocritical, is that a lot of the content creators are like, well, let's go retro and look back at all these games, and they go back to games where we had the El Tornado and all these stupid things that we all complained about back then and proclaimed these games were the worst game, but somehow these games are now better than this one, which I don't buy. The game, like we've discussed it before, like even with the scene's dying horribly. The Dutch league's gone. PSV was probably the biggest club with a great track record. They've closed shop. There's no, other than what independent league wise, you've got the MLS, Premier League, League One was this weekend, Bundesliga, Serie A, and the La Liga. Then it's just EA's own tournaments. So, and then you go and look at Twitch, viewership's down. There's just a lot of negative at the game at the moment, which is, I think, content driven. I think a lot of people are burnt out.
Mm-hmm.
I think the dopamine hit has dried up. There's no, I don't think there's anything EA could really do that will, when people are chasing that dragon, looking for that dopamine hit from the next big promo, I think it's all dried up now. And I think COVID sort of damaged the way that the game was. And I think with the world being back to normal and just being able to do a lot more games are coming out at the moment, I think it's time that people maybe take a little break from the game.
Mm-hmm.
If it is that such a negative space for you, like called gambling sites these days say, if you're not having fun, stop.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd rather they stopped, go and find something new and stop pulling this game down. Because you're not having fun doesn't mean other people can't. It's a weird place at the moment.
I mean, Neil, you're quite vocal on our Discord, hence why we call you the God of War. I mean, listen to what Graeme says, and as I say, I'm not a huge watcher of streamers, I'll be honest with you, so it's not really my bag. But for your point of view, the talking down of the game, is it the broken promises from EA? You know, I know you were quite critical of the broken promises in terms of power curve and that. Is that what's kind of putting people off the game?
I don't know. I've got a view that seems to be quite different for a lot of people. It's certainly different from Homer's perspective of the power curve. We've got quite different opinions on it, which we've talked about a few times. I can understand a couple of this. I watch a few streamers. I don't really want to name names on a pod.
No,
but,
let's not do that.
one of the streamers that I watch is, if he didn't open packs, I probably wouldn't watch him, and thousands of people probably wouldn't watch him. That's all he seems to be good at and does. So probably everyone probably knows who I'm talking about anyway. And I don't understand really how an RPG content creator sort of works these days, especially in this game. Talking about the promise, the game is promised in slower power curve and things like that, the way we were told. It depends on your take and angle of the power curve. You look at the game as now compared to this time last year, it's in the exact same place. We're just getting into freestyle playstyle pluses. It's not really any different for me. The power curve is exactly the same as it was last year, no different. My teams are very similar to what they were last year, so there's nothing really been different. The biggest difference this year is they've definitely pulled down the packs for rewards and objectives. Rivals rewards are almost at a point where it's not. I mean, I'm in Division 3, which it's not a flex. It's because it's not that high a division, but it's higher than a lot of people. And this week I opened an 81 times 50 and an 82 times 50 pack. They're packs that I would expect to be opening in November. maybe not getting good players from it, but getting 50 players at 82 rated is quite decent. Now in April, if I'm opening an 82 times 50 and probably 25 of them are 83 and lower, it's not fun in that sense. A lot of people are complaining about the game in the sense of AI defending. It's massively overpowered, if you ask me. Can they do something to fix that in the future? Well, they tried to fix it at the start of the game and it lasted 3 weeks and people complained. So I don't know where they go with it. As for the streamers, I don't know a lot of the history and the guys that have walked away for the year or chucked it.
Yeah.
One of them did put out quite a lengthy kind of video in it. Sort of made sense. It's pretty good. A couple of the other ones, I kind of just went, he's just copied what he said. I was a bit kind of lost in why they were. It seems to be clockwork. It happens every year with the same sort of streamers, doesn't it?
Yeah. No,
so it's hard to tell if they've been legit or not.
Well, what I was going to say is, so if you think about it, Ultimate Team come into the game in March 19th, 09. Okay, so that's been 17 years we've had this game that we all play, and I don't know if it's been a really, is it a real sort of standout for EA that they've managed to maintain an interest in a game for 17 years, because if you think of the games that we played 17 years ago, how many of them still exist? How many are still as popular? So maybe that is one of the things that EA has done really well, is managed to maintain the interest in the game. And as Graeme says, when we were all locked down in COVID, unfortunately, which was 6 years ago, that became sort of the big boon, wasn't it? In terms of streamers, because that's the only people we could really watch on TV or that. So from our point of view, then, Graeme, what do you think EA could potentially do to refresh the game, or is this just what we've got at the moment and there's really no way forward?
Touching on your point you said there about 17 years, it's a marvellous achievement that this mode itself has lasted this long. Obviously, it's been changed and refreshed during that period, because it used to be like divisions that we had rather than squad battles and rivals. Obviously, champs has came in, it's chopped and changed, drafts, moments, a few other things like Rush have came in, gone, like Volta. I think at the moment, we're at that stage where it does need a little bit of a transformation. Like I said, I've tried online seasons a little bit and I found it a little bit more fun. I don't know, like we're talking about like the whole nostalgia thing. I do always say that I always preferred divisions to rivals and squad battles. Though that's just me personally. So, but I think there's so many game modes and there's no real direction or drive for them anymore. Like champs used to be your way into like being a pro. You had your monthly rewards, and it's slowly been regressed back, and now rivals is your way into being a pro and everything else. So champs is sort of a weird thing. Like it's still got that bit of a flex, like, oh, I done so really well in champs, but what's your main drive unless you're a content creator or a pro? What's the drive to go 15-0?
Yeah.
Other than just to flex on people. Like I feel it's sort of it's a good competitive mode, but what's the overall point in it, to be honest, if rivals is the peak mode? And I just think we're maybe at that stage where, how long have we had rivals in that now? It's been a good couple of years. Maybe it's time that they change it up. Like, does anybody play moments? Does anybody play drafts? Does squad battles? To be honest, I'd rather play divisions. I'd rather play AI against real teams than these made up NAF teams that you come across. Like gameplay isn't the best, but I don't think it personally is the worst. Like Neil said, defending's really overpowered. That if you just let AI do most of the work, it should be manual. It should be rewarding for your input, which defending just doesn't do. But Neil says like we had such a manual, fast flowing game that was just patched because people couldn't or wouldn't learn how to deal with being more manual. So it's a hard thing, because EA says, well, we listened, and they did listen, because people said, we wanted this, we wanted that, and then everybody, well, maybe we didn't want that because we can't do that, so can we change it? So they've changed it. And then people were like, oh, I like that now, but I don't like goalkeeper movement. So they didn't get rid of it, they've just nerfed keeping in general. So EA are listening, it's just that they're listening to the wrong people, I personally think, because I don't think any of the changes gameplay wise has really worked.
Yeah.
I'd rather they just brought out a game. This is your game. Maybe like some other games, maybe like Rivals and World of Warcraft, where they go after maybe 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. For the new season, this is what we're going to change. But after 3 weeks of having a game and everybody crapping the bed and going, "Oh, I don't like this, I can't do it," and then just changing the whole game for everybody, really sucked for me. Obviously, this is going over old ground. But I think we really need a bit of a. It's just, what can you do with a football game?
Yeah.
You go on 2 teams to play to win. There's very limited you can overall change the wheel.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I change the modes up a bit, make something more meaningful, and then just leave the game as you intended. Maybe give it a good couple of months to breathe, let everybody learn, rather than jumping head first into changing it in case you're scared.
Mm-hmm.
But GTA is going to come out later this year, so whatever new game comes out, pretty much dead in the water when that big behemoth hits.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose, and for your point of view, Neil, listen to what Graeme said there. Is there anything you kind of want to add to that?
I think they could make some. I think there's a few things they can do really simple to start at the moment. Like Rivals, for instance, right? So Division, if I remember rightly, Homer can tell me if I'm wrong, but the way I remember Division Rivals or divisions were, once you finished your division, you got your rewards, you started the other division. Yeah, there was no timescale on it. Is that right?
There was no timescale, so you just started
you could
at
get
10.
rewards.
You finished, so you won Division 10. Well, there was like 3 different categories, so you're either relegation or stay in your division. You got little nothing really. You got sort of mid-table, upper, and you got some decent rewards to try and get you on that next level. Then you got promotion, or you won the top league and you got the rewards and you got there.
You just pick your pad up and go again, though, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Rivals. All they've got to do with Rivals to make it anyway. The rewards are poor, right? But if you are willing to play the games and get your 24 points, get your rewards, and go again 2 or 3 times a week, I think it would pick up a lot of. You play a lot of Rivals, Chris? Yeah.
Yeah, I play. I mean, I play. That's the mode I play. I don't play weekend league anymore now.
Would you have more of an incentive to play Rivals, knowing that if you manage to get your, let me do my maths, 8 wins?
Yeah, I mean, I certainly would. I mean, if that was the case, I would do that. But all you would really get, as you say, though, is we're in April now. I'm getting 50 times 82, and
this time last year you were picking up. I can't remember what the name of the pack was, but I was picking up like Team of the Year Puskas and stuff like that. Kind of mid-April.
Mm-hmm.
It was like refresh cards you were getting in Rivals every week,
mm-hmm.
and I really look forward to getting that specific pack. You should have a time scale on. Every Thursday you get your Rivals awards, and if you don't get your wins, if you get 7 wins, you're a win short by Wednesday night. You should have weeks to get that done. Or if you're willing to put the time and games in, get that 2 or 3 times a week. That's one way, certainly, to make the game.
Definitely. I mean, I just wanted to ask you quickly, guys, because we're coming near the end of the show. They've brought in Rush, which sounds like an absolutely wonderful idea. Unfortunately, though, you go in there and it's maybe it could be the community's fault as opposed to EA's fault. I quite like playing Rush, I'll be completely honest with you. If you get a team of guys who are willing to work together, or girls who are willing to work together, it's an amazing experience. If you get a team where one person decides just to leave the controller to the side, or someone is just insistent he wants to assist the goal when you play them clean through and they just want to pass to the next person. I mean, do you see that sort of 2v2 or 3v3 as being probably an extension that would interest you, Neil?
Don't mind Rush. When I play Rush, I try and play it. I'm not one of these ones that'll put a pad down or I'll just go and spin about. I do try it. I mainly use it for Evos, though, is the honest truth. I think much of this community are rewards driven, and there's not enough rewards out there for Rush. I think if you put bigger rewards in for Rush, you probably frankly would get more people playing it. But sadly, that's how it is. If the rewards are there, people will play it. I quite like the game mode. I think it's quite a cool mode to play. I don't mind playing it.
I mean, for you, Homer, do you feel that Rush would be an expansion that they could maybe put in to maybe make greater rewards, as Neil says?
I think if the rewards was there, I'd always say I don't play for the rewards. I play to play.
Mm-hmm.
The rewards is just an added benefit for me. So if they did put better rewards, it would make it better. it's just the way it is. But then if it depends on how you make the rewards, because if you just say it's play 20 games, you're just going to get these people that go to come in, rub a bandit, and go and do something else. Then that's your catch-22, because then we had this at the start of the year where the gauntlets were win, and me, Shaq and Neil discussed it, and I says I don't like the idea of personally everyone being going back to these play, because what I feared is what we now have is you go into gauntlets and the person just puts the controller down and walks away, and you're sitting there for however long, just bored at your mind, passing it back and forward, doing something stupid, waiting for the game to finish. I'd rather it be a competitive game and lose than win doing nothing. And I think a lot of people will probably moan about that. Seemed to be the way when Gauntlet was launched, like people didn't fancy that whole got to win a game and win a tournament to receive the rewards. But I personally, if even if it's a small reward, so there was a game I used to play in an arcade. It was by Sega. I think it was called World Club Championship Football, and it was a card game. It was probably like FIFA before FIFA. If Ultimate Team was like Ultimate, and you put your cards down on the table, and it would be very FIFA-esque. But for every game, you were rewarded a pack with at least 2 cards in it. So even if there's something minimum like that, like here's 2 cards per game, it could be something to like the game a little bit. Yeah. So maybe you put that the incentive that you've got to win so many games, but here's a small reward just for playing while you achieve that bigger thing. I feel that there's no one answer there's no golden bullet that's going to save the game.
No,
as much as we want it to be saved.
No, of course. I tell you what, Neil, we'll give you the last word on the matter.
I think it's probably another discussion for a pod, to be honest. But where would this game be without Evos now? Where would this game be without Evos?
Yeah.
And some people claim that Evos have ruined the game or things. And where would this game be without Evos now? That's a massive question to ask.
Well, I'll tell you, next time we're on the pod, the 3 of us, that's what we'll do for our part 2. We'll discuss whether Evos are a good thing or evil. Let's do that way. All right, guys. But thank you so much. You know, it's been really amazing. The referee is going to blow for full time. There we go. And so, guys, just as we finish off, we're just hitting the 51-minute mark, and it's been an absolutely excellent discussion as always. I always learn when you two guys are on. I absolutely love it. Just tell me what your week looks like then for next week and this weekend. Homer, let's start with you. What's the plans in terms of FC wise?
I think I might try Champs this weekend. Real life is very quiet. Everything's sort of tied up for the Easter holidays. So I might actually give Champs a go and do a bit of rivals. See, there's obviously some new tournaments and objectives out, so see what they are. But I might ramp up my gameplay again this week. But I'll see how we go.
Yeah, no, definitely. And for you, Neil, what's the plans here for anything over the Easter weekend?
They've changed now, so how much foot I'll be getting in. So my garden won't be doing itself, so somebody needs to do that. But the weather's that bad, so I'm going to go and spend some of my coins. If I can quickly do a drop, then I packed a tradable Claudia Pina last week in rewards for the foot birthday. So that left me with 1.3 million coins, which was a lovely wee surprise sitting in my bed on a Saturday night. So I think I'm going to spend some of them in some of the packs because I don't know what else to do with the coins. I'm going to try and push to get this season. Now that I'm in the latter stages of the season pass, I want to push to get it done as quick as possible.
No. Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. I am going to try, as always, to play rivals. I will not mention tomorrow's very important game for us 3 because I'm not wanting to tempt fate and come on here next weekend and be in tears. But, guys, thank you so much. It's been absolutely wonderful to have you on. I just want to say a very quick thing to our good friends over in the USA, Katie and Tyler. We want to wish them all the best and all the best for the future for those guys. Okay, but guys, thank you so much. Have an absolutely wonderful weekend and our listeners as well. But there's only one left thing to do, and that is to drop it.
Drop it.
Drop it.